Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the Gridiron Bangahz YouTube channel. I'm Jacob, and as always, I'm joined with Bryson.
How's it?
Braden is still on vacation. I think he comes back this week, so we'll be hoping to get more of him starting from our next episode, predictions episode. But week 5 is almost in the books. Sunday Night Football is still going on, but at this point, it's a blowout already.
Oh yeah, that
Niners.
that game's over. By the way, Cooper Rush is in the quarterback.
Oh, we got
I'm
the battle of the
surprised.
backups
Not
then.
even Lance. So
That's Sam Donald versus Cooper Rush. All right.
yeah, not even Lance. Kind of lame.
Ah, shitty. But yeah, that one's in the. This game is almost in the books, and we got Monday Night Football left with the Green Bay Packers and the Las Vegas Raiders tomorrow. But let's dive into things then. First game of the morning, well, London game, I should say. The Jacksonville Jaguars, or no, sorry, the London Jaguars defeat the Buffalo Bills. Upset of the week, I would say. Or yeah,
Yeah, I'd
maybe
say
upset
so.
of the
Yeah,
week.
definitely.
You know, I think it was a game that we definitely all picked the Bills to win. Unfortunately, I don't know if it was just a London advantage with the Jags staying there for a week, or and maybe the Bills just jet lag, not really used to playing in London. But you know, Bills came up short. It ended up being a closer game in the end, but Jags came out with the win.
Yeah, no, the Jags look good. I mean, Lawrence only had one touchdown, but still a good, good passing numbers and the run game. Obviously, Etienne had himself a big game, and yeah, just a clean game. And Josh Allen did have one pick, three total touchdowns. They played well, but yeah, it could have just been the combination of London being that home game for Jacksonville, and could have been the jet lag. I don't know. I think that was a tough one. I still think that the Bills, they were the team to beat coming into this one. So definitely
Right.
surprising. Like you said, we all had them winning. Um, I still think Josh Allen is, right there with Mahomes and best in the league. And yeah, just a tough loss for them. I think they're fine though, and much needed win for the Jags, especially against caliber team of the Bills, making a statement, especially with how their offense has kind of looked like it's been struggling the first 4 weeks. Finally, was looked pretty good against an elite, not the elitist defense, but one of the better defenses in the league. So yeah, good game. It's definitely good for the Jags. Much deserved win.
Yep, much needed for them to get things back on track. Yeah, we're not too concerned with the Bills. I would say it just sucks that they
Yeah,
lost to a conference rival. Say, but
yeah,
going to the team that they beat last week, they bounced back. The Miami Dolphins beat the New York Giants 31-16. Again, this was I guess a track star team.
yep.
Devon A Chain, Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, they're all scoring at this rate. But yeah, they pretty much just ran away with this game, literally.
Yeah, no, for real. I mean, no surprise here. Got to give props to the Giants for at least putting up some points. Definitely could have gone much worse. Although Miami's defense isn't at the caliber of like the Cowboys, who gave them a major beatdown. But yeah, he got. I think Daniel Jones ended up leaving the game a little early, or looked like
That's
he
right.
might have not a serious injury. I don't think anything serious, but gave up a lot of sacks in the last 2 games. 17 sacks. That's doesn't bode well for a quarterback. Bound to an injury to come out of that at some point when you get hit 17 times. Yeah, that's tough. But Giants kind of a bad team right now. Um, might be looking to the future. I know. I'm pretty sure Caleb Williams has said the Giants are a team he's thinking of playing for. I can't remember if they were on that list. They
I
might
wouldn't
not
doubt it.
be. I'm not sure. Um, I know like the front runners were like the Raiders, the who else? I can't remember. He said. I know Raiders were one of the big name teams that I was surprised he wanted to play for. But yeah, I mean it's just a bad year for the Giants. Not much to say. Offensive line is really bad. Too many sacks and not a really whole lot going on other than Saquon at skill positions. Um,
Yeah,
I
he
mean,
missed another
besides
game.
Darren
So
Waller, even with Darren Waller, he's been pretty quiet year. Um, yeah, not much to say about them. Expected loss, and this could be just a common theme for the Giants. Don't see a lot of teams that can beat right now in any conference. So maybe the Broncos.
nope.
I don't know. Broncos right now are just a weird team. That might be the one team that's like just you could maybe bet on the Giants getting a W against, but other than that, I can't really. Even the Bears right now, with how they've been playing, I don't see them beating the Giants, or I don't see the Giants beating them. So, yeah, just one of those teams, one of those years. Happens to the best of them.
Yeah, they're in the Caleb Williams sweepstakes. So see if whether things will spiral out of control even more or
I mean,
bounce back.
that
We'll find
seems
out.
like it. I don't see it getting any better, honestly.
Through that. But I guess expectations. This next one, I think we all expected team to lose, but they ended up just dominating their opponents on the road. So Saints in dominant fashion defeat Patriots 34-0.
Yeah.
Patriots
Sheesh.
looked abysmal, back-to-back weeks, I should say. Dallas last week didn't think could get any worse, and unfortunately it did.
Yeah, no kidding. I mean, definitely out of character for a Bill Belichick team. Don't really see too many back-to-back beatdowns like that from the Patriots. Um, even if the offensive struggling, Patriots have been known for having a somewhat consistent defense and just back-to-back games getting pummeled 30 plus. I mean, it could have been Kamara, another game coming back. He looked pretty good. Even Olave had some nice looks. So, I mean, gotta give credit to the Saints. They're not as bad as we thought they were. Derek Carr, I mean, not the greatest quarterback, but he can still win games. And Mac Jones is, I don't know. I don't know if it's him. I don't know if it's that offense. I mean, is
Yeah,
it time to move on from him and try Bailey Zappi? I don't know. It's tough. I don't think either of them are great quarterbacks, but maybe there's more upside to Bailey because Mac, going on back-to-back years are just not looking too good. And yeah, I don't know. Patriots are a weird team. It's definitely a rough year for Belichick. Definitely out of character for a Belichick Patriots team. So yeah, a lot. They're the ones that seem to be spiraling out of control right now. I
yeah,
think
back to back.
worse. Yeah, I definitely think like compared to the Giants, like you can almost expect it from the Giants, but we didn't really expect this from the Patriots. So this is definitely getting out of hand now that it's back to back games of looking like this. Looks a little concerning.
Yeah, I'd agree. I mean, I know their defense, they lost some starters, right? Judon,
Yeah.
Gonzalez, but I mean, I still didn't expect to see that happening. It's just Saints imposing their will. But I mean, I think yeah, we'll give the Saints their credit. Derek Carr played a lot better than I think we'd expect.
Oh yeah.
So maybe we won't be picking against them every week.
Yeah, for sure.
But no, props to the Saints. Really, they had themselves a day.
Yeah, they
Nothing.
did.
I got nothing else on
That was
that.
definitely a
But
statement game for them.
I definitely agree. That against Bill Belichick. Yeah. Next game, division rivalry. unfortunately, Braden's not with us to discuss this one. Maybe we'll get his intake or input on how he feels about this win. But Steelers, come back late, 17-10 victory over the Ravens. What's your take on this one, Bryson?
Well, I mean, it's definitely hard watching the Steelers right now, especially when me and Braden are betting on them, taking them to win. Yeah, they won the game. It was a hard fought win, and just I definitely think a game that the Ravens should have won. Um, I mean, they played decent, wasn't horrible. Definitely, defense stepped up. Um, I think they were off to a slow start. Offense didn't really get much going in the first half. Um, I mean, Kenny Pickett, I'm sure Braden agrees. He's not a bad quarterback. I definitely think the first 4 weeks, just watching how they've been, that offense and the offensive coordinator, they really have been like just setting him up for failure and just making him look bad. I mean, when you're putting like consistent every drive, third and long situations, it's hard to like really make the best out of that when it's every single drive. And Najee Harris, I mean, didn't have a great day. Was kind of average. Um, I think I saw a meme where it was like making fun of how he runs. He's like casually just the slowest running back ever. I never really noticed it until somebody like pointed it out. Um, but I don't know. I don't know what to think about that offense right now. Um, I will say that touchdown to Pickens, that's what I expect from Pickett. That's where I like think he's one of the better QBs in the class, in his draft class. Like that was a beautiful ball right into the bucket. Pickens couldn't have been placed better in stride, over the top, untouchable. I mean that was a nice ball. Like if they actually put him in situations where he can succeed, I think he's a good quarterback. And Pickens, I think I was texting you during the game. Pickens is that guy. I think he's one of that shining light on that team. One of the things that is like their only hope of like one of the best things to come out of the team, other than like T.J. Watt and the mild consistency of the defense. But yeah, Pickens is definitely him. He's definitely like I know Deontay's hurt, but Deontay, he's getting a little older. Once Deontay's gone, Pickens is that guy, and I definitely think the future's bright for him. I think they just need to figure out to get Pickett into those situations where he can succeed. Because up until that point, up until that drive where they act, that game winning, well, not the game winning, but the touchdown to put him up, I think
Yeah.
the offensive Matt Canada. I don't know if it's Matt Canada himself or what, or if he's just not like using the play calls that we saw in the preseason or that they claim to have in the preseason. I don't know what it is. We all are just assuming it's Matt Canada just because when, like I said, when they have those good moments and those good drives, Pickett looks good, and I don't think he's to blame. Um, so I don't know. It's hard. I was like up until that touchdown, I was just like I can't bet on the Steelers anymore. They're just so bad. And I mean, the defense definitely clutched up, won in the game. Just rough for the Ravens. I was a little sad if you saw our Instagram story. I had Lamar just needed one rushing touchdown to hit my parlay and couldn't get it. But it is what it is. I definitely think on that drive where they could have got a touchdown, they kind of just fumbled the play calling there. Usually we see a lot of QB reads, maybe like an option read or something, or just like a one of those like pitch options where he can fake the pitch and run it in himself. Didn't see that. They went to pass and failed on it. So I was a little upset watching that one. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to make of the Steelers right now. Everything's just questionable other than T.J. Watt. And Joey Porter looked really good, I will say. He
He
definitely
did.
made some big plays. That interception, and then he was making big plays the whole game. So I definitely think we could see a lot. We're going to see a lot more of Porter Jr. In the future because I got a cat meowing at me. Sorry, it distracted me. But
No, you're good.
yeah, no, he's definitely making big plays. I could see him getting the starting spot for sure through at some point during the season, if not already. But yeah, tough to watch the Steelers. I don't know. They're just a weird team right now.
Yeah, you're telling me. I'm willing to just give up on watching them. Their offense, Canada's just their play calling. I just can't
Yeah, I
watch it.
don't know. I'm telling
I
you,
mean,
like
yeah,
you could pick any one of these guys who like play Madden professionally and put them at offensive coordinator, and they could be successful.
I think you're right. I mean,
Honestly, at this point, I'm almost like saying Antonio Brown, bring him in and make him offensive coordinator. He could do better than Matt Canada. Oh man.
yeah, no, I can't. That watching that game, I'm just like I can't with this. I can't bet on them, and I just can't rely on them. I mean, yeah, Pickens made that incredible play at the end of the game, brought them up, got them the win. But before that, I mean, it's just disastrous. I mean, the Ravens were playing bad as well. Bunch of drops from the receivers on their end, so really wasn't a ugly game, which I guess you can kind of expect from Ravens Steelers. Close divisional games.
Yeah.
Kind of just yeah, try to drag it out, but I don't know. I think I mean, I'm definitely out on the offense, but it's not because of Pickett. It's more because of Matt Canada, and
Yeah, I know a lot of
he's
people are
just
just like Pickett's trash. Purdy's better than
yeah.
Pickett.
I won't say that, but
Pickett's
I mean,
done. Pickett's
he's
washed.
he's definitely stunting Pickett's growth.
Yeah,
I
no, for
would say.
sure.
I didn't even like some
I
of the
think
things I saw
Braden.
from Pickett in this game.
I'm pretty sure Braden will agree. Being this our in-house Steelers fan, um, and just from talking with Braden, I know he likes Pickett, and I know he would agree that Canada is the problem. And yeah, like you said, they're stunting his growth. Because like
Yeah,
we see when they like decide to like make good play calls and actually put him in situations where he can make a successful drive instead of just you know first second down 2 yard rushes or you know
throw behind the line of scrimmage.
yeah
That thing bothers
yeah
me
like
all
bubble
day.
screens and little dump offs to Najee who just gets blown up behind the line and then they put him in like 3rd and 11, 3rd and 10 every drive like
It's predictable at this
on
point, honestly.
on your side of the field that's just a losing scenario. Like that's where you force interceptions. That's where you force bad throws, and yeah, I, it's the play calling. It's definitely a problem.
Yeah, we'll make sure to get Braden's input on this. I mean, I'm sure he'll probably say,
Yeah, no, I definitely think it'll be the
it's
same
best.
theme of what we've been saying. Yeah,
But to get it from a Pittsburgh Steelers fan's perspective, if he feels just a little bit differently than us, if he still believes in that kind of, we'll make sure to get that from him. Moving on to the next game, another beatdown. Detroit Lions. Yeah, they did it again. They just ran over, or can't say ran over. Jared Goff had a great game too.
yeah.
Um, they defeat the Panthers 42-24. Wasn't even close.
Nope. Good all around game, running game, without Jameer Gibbs. It's upsetting watching that, but it is what it is. Dave Montgomery had himself a day, and Noah Monraw, they still look good passing. Laporta looked good. They had that little trickery with the reverse and hit Laporta wide open.
Oh,
That was a nice play. Um, Definitely a kind of a slick trick play right there. And yeah, Carolina, they're just not good right now. And not much to say about that one. We knew Carolina was bad, and we knew the Lions are looking really good right now. I think Aiden had a pick, and he had like 2 sacks, I think, or something.
I think so.
Yeah, so Aiden Hutchinson looks good. And
Yeah.
yeah, they just all around they look really really clean. I think they got that division locked up. If I'm being honest, don't really see anybody else really putting up a fight in that one. So Yeah, not much to say. Carolina's just bad right now. They
Yeah,
definitely need a lot. They gave away a lot to get Bryce Young and hasn't really given much to show for it, if we're being honest. So
yeah, no, they're still figuring things out. Whether they will, I mean, going throughout the season, we'll find out. But they obviously can't draft the receiver in the first round, so no hope coming, at least there. So yeah, Bryce Young struggling, TJ Stroud still thriving. Unfortunately, the Texans lost in a 19-21 against the Falcons, but I'm gonna say that definitely wasn't on him. The
yeah,
Texans defense
yeah, no, I
really
wholeheartedly
could hold
agree.
up their end.
Yeah,
Once
yeah,
you dig in,
I've been on the Stroud train since week one, so you know how I feel about it. Um, and I definitely agree. Defense lost them that game because, I mean, pretty quiet at least up until that fourth quarter and the big drive for the touchdown. But he still played clean. I mean, wasn't. I mean, they pretty much just kicked field goals the whole game. But I mean, still 0 picks into week five. Very impressive. Um, they look really good. I think future is bright for Texans, even on this despite the tough loss. Uh, Falcons. I mean, Ritter wasn't playing great. He definitely looked good that last drive, getting him into field goal range. And that might have just been more of the Texans defense just losing that game and struggling and kind of giving up, wasting that you know leading touchdown they had just to get him right back in field goal range. And Younghoe Koo, he's like 90% for like his last like something 30 kicks or something. I can't remember what the exact number, but he's been one of the most surefire. I think he's definitely has the highest um, field goal rate right now in the NFL. Called game and tough loss for the Texans, but yeah, CJ Stroud still looks great, still going, and I think it'll continue to roll into the next one. It's just a question of the defense. If the defense can, do their part and help keep them in games, So
yeah. I really like what the Texans are doing on the offense. I think they're making the most out of what they got. CJ Stroud is willing and dealing with Nico Collins, Tank Dell, Robert Woods, Damian Pierce, which is obviously they're not all stars, but they're putting it together, making it work. They're scoring. But they dropped a load of points on the Steelers, right? I would consider that elite or even near elite defense. I'd probably put elite.
yeah,
They're talented, right? So definitely like what we're seeing from them. Falcons just had their number this game. I think everybody knew this was, I guess, going to be a closer game, and Desmond Ritter got the ball to his playmakers. Kyle Pitts put up some fantasy points. I don't know what his actual stat line was, but I mean,
I
the
briefly
fantasy
saw
points.
it at one point at like in the third quarter, so I at least know what the minimum he's at. I'm not sure if he got any more points
Yeah.
after that, but yeah, I do have an idea for Truth or Pits of where he's at. So might have to throw me some curveballs to get me.
I'll I'll try. I'll try if it'll work or not, but we'll see. And moving into I guess another divisional game. The Indianapolis Colts beat the Titans 23-16, but Anthony Richardson left the game early with a shoulder injury, throwing shoulder. So Gardner Minshew had to take over. So him and I'm forgetting his first name, Moss, ended up just
Zach
taking over the
Moss.
game. Zach Moss,
Yeah, Zach
yeah,
Moss.
that's Zach Moss. Both of them ended up just carrying the team, carrying them to victory, 23-16. You got anything in that one?
No, I mean definitely. At least for the predictions, we all had the Colts winning. Um, a little concern when Anthony Richardson got hurt, but Gardner Minshew has been playing really well. He went 11 for 14, and in his last two games that he came in as a backup for Richardson, he's looked good. He's had one touchdown, 0 picks, pretty good yardage. I think like 300 something yards. Um, so has been playing like a veteran backup, coming in for a rookie and just playing clean, not making many mistakes. Um, and then he didn't have any really passing touchdowns, but it was just Zach Moss kind of carried the load. 165 yards, 2 touchdowns. Jonathan Taylor, surprisingly, I don't know if it was just like a rep managing the reps or what, but was just kind of
I think so.
non-existent. Yeah, maybe they're just kind of easing him back in. Um, Definitely a little surprised. I thought there was going to be a little more production. I don't know. Might just be trying to make sure he, you know, doesn't come back and re-aggravate the ankle. But surprised that he was able to work things out with the Colts, and uh, I definitely didn't see the extension or the contract coming. Because I mean, up until this point, it was all just trade talk. He wanted out. He didn't want to be there anymore. Um, I don't know if it was like he had an issue with the organization and like the higher ups or what, but I definitely think that like him seeing Richardson and how well Richardson has been doing and how good he looks, how good he looked against the Rams game in the Rams game, might have seen that like, hey, I got a young rookie quarterback who looks promising. You know, right now I'm not really getting any inquiries on the trade end. Maybe I just stick it out and hope for the best because I definitely think, depending on the Richardson injury, um, Colts can be successful. Uh, Definitely think they got a lot of young talent, and the defense isn't horrible. But yeah, this game, uh, Tennessee, Tannehill, quiet, had an interception. Derrick Henry was kind of held at bay. DeAndre Hopkins went really crazy though, at least for the yards and on fantasy, 8 receptions, 140 yards. So he looked good. Definitely good to see a little production from him, especially considering what he used to be able to do, especially with the Cardinals. But yeah, um, good game from the Colts. Gardner Minshew, he's just one of those veteran QBs that knows how to make veteran plays and win games. And Zach Moss did everything. He had, I think he had a huge, crazy long run. I can't remember what it was for, but yeah, their defense, Titans defense, definitely they had them on the running game. Definitely had them beat. So we'll see Jonathan Taylor if the reps start going up, and hopefully Richardson's not out for too long, if out at all. Because I definitely think that combo should be exciting to see.
Oh yeah, well said. I mean, really hoping, yeah, the Anthony Richardson injury isn't too serious. That I don't know if it's going to be like he'll be limited in running, maybe even throwing. Considering it's his throwing shoulder, but hopefully he's going to be fine, so we can really see what he can do because he's got a lot of potential
Yeah,
from what we've seen so far. So
yeah.
we'll
I
see.
think if the injury is like if they sit him for like a week or two, he can come back like healthy from it. I think they can. They should definitely consider having him out for a few weeks. Trust Gardner Minshew to make the veteran QB play that he's been doing, and bet on Rick. Don't ruin Richardson's career by bringing him back too early and
Yeah,
stunting. Like, yeah, he can come back, but he's not going to be playing at especially since it's, like you said, it's the throwing arm. If he's really even going to be productive at all, at that point, you'd rather have Gardner and then with Jonathan Taylor back, at least you have that. And with how good Zach Moss has looked, you still have that running game to go off of.
yeah, they definitely have the luxury of sitting him. Having Gardner Minshew, he already knows the offense, so that's probably their best shot right there. Just if they need to sit him, just do it because you
Yeah,
don't want to
yeah, I wouldn't
injure him
risk.
anymore.
Yeah,
So moving on to two players returning to form. Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase returning to form. connecting on 3 touchdowns, where they beat the Cardinals 34-20. Honestly, I don't got much on this besides just they look like they're back. I mean, obviously not Jamar Chase, Joe Burrow still dealing with that calf injury, but they look good. And that's I think the most you could have asked for against this Cardinals team.
Yeah, yeah, I definitely think I don't know. We'll see if maybe it was just the Cardinals, but I mean they played great.
Yeah,
Burrow played great. You got to give him credit. I mean, regardless of whether or not what team it is, you still got to make plays. And it sounded like coming into this game, like there was concerns about the injury and like he's not 100%. They don't know when he'll be 100%. Who knows when he'll be 100%? And Jamar Chase was like saying, well, if he's not going to be 100%, we have him sit so that way he doesn't, get hurt because he'd rather Burrow, sit out, heal, recover, and then come back 100% than, keep risking mediocre play and, having to teeter-tot on whether or not, the type of plays he's going to be making. Don't want to put him in situations where he's having to scramble and run and could potentially hurt, re-aggravate it. But this game, it was just complete opposite. They just went crazy. Obviously, Jamar Chase had himself a day. Not quite DJ Moore numbers, but, that's funny that we're talking that DJ Moore had a crazier stat line than Jamar Chase did at 193 yards and 3 touchdowns.
Did he just get more reception? Is that what it is? I mean, fantasy-wise, I think Jamar Chase did better, but DJ Moore, I think
DJ Moore had
more
the 230 yards.
Less reception. Less reception. I think that's what it was.
Yeah, he had 230 yards and 8 receptions. And Jamar Chase had the 15 receptions. So, yeah, just less receptions. But
that's what I thought.
I mean,
both went off.
Yeah, because they both went crazy. But, yeah, that's pretty funny that we're saying DJ Moore put up more yards than Jamar Chase did when Chase just barely from 200. But, yeah, definitely 15 receptions, 52 fantasy points. We thought DJ Moore was going to be the player of the week, but Jamar Chase goes and snatches it. But, yeah, definitely good to see Burrow and Chase looking like themselves. And we'll see if it carries over. They got Seattle up next. Not the greatest defense, but much better than Arizona. So we'll see if they can replicate it, or at least, they're not going to replicate it, but at least be near that caliber again.
Yeah.
Definitely more questions around Burrow than Chase.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much what it comes down to. Question marks are mostly around Burrow because, I think the Bengals definitely missed their chance to let him rest, get him up to 100% or at least close. Because at this point in the season, I don't think he's ever going to be 100% until the season's over. It's just a matter of fact of how close to 100% he'll be. I think that's pretty much what the question is going to be.
Yeah, I think it definitely a factor of the rough start they had. They definitely, because we know that they're the type of team to make a late run. But if they if they go like 0-5 on the year, it's kind of hard to really make up for all that going deeper into the year and potentially miss the playoffs because of the really, really slow start. So maybe they're thinking, yeah, we're worried about the risk of the injury, but if we want to be relevant this season, we have to win games now. Can't start the year 0-5 and hope to make the playoffs. So, yeah, definitely it's all going to be Burrow, all the question marks. I mean, we know it's a tough league out there. All it takes is one big hit and one weird fall and one, just rough one play, and yeah, you're out. So even more so when you already have a lingering injury. So hopefully, definitely going to be a lot of eyes on the offensive line to keep them protected. Because just from the Rams game, they were He wasn't scrambling a lot, stayed in the pocket, didn't want to force situations where he's going to, be running away, having to make, hard runs, hard cuts, risk of getting hit. So I definitely think they're playing him trying to protect him, not put him into situations where he's going to, be running around scrambling and risk getting hurt.
Oh, totally agree. Definitely keep an eye on him. Hopefully nothing worse happens.
Yeah, no, I mean he's good for football. He's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's definitely one of the better quarterbacks in the league that people want to see play. So it bodes well for the NFL if Joe Burrow is healthy because they're a fun team to watch. Like we saw this game, Jamar Chase went crazy, and he needs Burrow to do that. If we're being honest. So.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I guess a good segue to the conference rival. Kansas City Chiefs beat the Minnesota Vikings 27-20. I think it was a lot closer probably than we thought it was gonna be, but doesn't matter. Chiefs will pull out the win, and probably the most concerning thing with this game was just the injuries to Travis Kelce and Justin Jefferson. Just probably something to monitor this week and going forward, how severe it is and if it's gonna affect them long term.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely for me. I got Jefferson in fantasy, and when you got the best receiver fantasy wise in football, it hurts not having him. So hopefully it's nothing serious. I mean, right now there hasn't really been much update. Obviously, still the same day of the game. We'll see more as the week goes. All they've said so far is just hamstring injury, was limping off the field and came back out, sat on the bench, and just watched. So Kelce, I wasn't really tracking the Kelce injury, what exactly, how serious it is. But that was a good game. I definitely think Minnesota played well. They kept themselves in it. Tough losing, the best receiver. Maybe it could have made a difference having him down the stretch for that last drive. Could have been a much different game. I think a little surprising how close it was, with it being just a one touchdown lead. But yeah, Kelce and Mahomes together are probably the best tandem in football. QB receiver, kind of the most consistent, guaranteed thing in football right now. So as long as Kelce's healthy, I don't think the Chiefs got much to worry about. But yeah, he needs to be there. He needs to be healthy. I wonder if, let's say he's out, he's hurt, he doesn't play. Does Taylor Swift still come to the game and watch? That's the question. Man. If he doesn't play, does she still show up and support? That's how you know if it's real or not. If she's true, if she shows up and watches despite him not playing. That's the real test right there. If he doesn't play, she doesn't show up, she's fake. Not a true supporter. She gets all hype and watches, when he scores a touchdown. Woo! But if he's not in the game, can she still score and hype him up and cheer on? That's the question that needs to be answered. So we'll see. It almost like I want to see him though. I want to see him be out just to see if she still shows up. Then we could stop hearing about it and stop watching these stupid clips of her cheering and up in the stands or whatever, taken away from the game.
I did not expect you to go there. I'll be honest with you. I didn't hear about that at all today. Maybe it's because I wasn't tuned into it, but damn, it's the first time I'm hearing it from you.
I don't know. I think that's a good question. Is will she show up if he doesn't play?
And that's a legitimate question. Will we be getting these NFL, ESPN, Bleacher Report, whatever?
I know the munching, whatever is real, outlet. Man.
It's like, will we be getting this if he's not playing? Legitimate question. I like it though. Just unexpected. I didn't think you're gonna go there.
We got to know. It's important.
Fair enough. Make that a parlay bet right there. Put that in prop bets.
That'd be hilarious if that was a bet that you could
They
play.
should make that. They should.
Does she show up to the game if he doesn't play?
At
That's
this
fun.
point, they might as well just put it as a prop bet over under. How many camera shots does she get?
Honestly,
It's
seems like
over all
we're
the
gonna
time.
see it every game.
That's a good one. I like that one.
I had
Oh,
to.
here's another one. Here's another one. New York Jets pull off. Oh, actually, I wouldn't say it's an upset. I don't know. Some people have them winning. Me and you
Braden.
didn't.
Yeah, Braden
Braden
had him
did.
winning. Me and you did not.
Yeah, but they get revenge. New York Jets get revenge on the Denver Broncos and Sean Payton. So Daniel Hackett gets the last laugh on this one. What's your take on this one?
Yeah, I mean, a little disappointing to see the Broncos lose yet another one. Um, I mean, I thought that even with the defense looking bad, I thought the Jets' offense was worse. Um, at least with Zach Wilson and the passing. The running game definitely looks really good. Obviously, Brees Hall had himself a great day. Um, great for fantasy managers, and just great for his, proving that despite the injury, he's back and he can produce. So definitely good to see him do what he did. But yeah, Broncos, I don't know, man. It's just turning into another one of those teams that just you can't bet on anymore. Definitely had a chance that last drive. Could have gotten into field goal range. Might have, got a little too frisky with play calling and tried to do a little too much, but Jets defense called game, and that was a tough one. I don't know. Wilson probably could have. I mean, I don't know if it was him or just the play calling, but they could have gotten into field goal range and tied it up, take it to overtime, and had another shot in overtime. But yeah, rough loss. I still think Zach Wilson is not that great. Just Broncos defense looks really bad.
Yeah,
and
agree.
Russell Wilson, I still think he's pretty good, despite the struggles and the losses. I still think he's not a bad quarterback. I don't think it's all on him. I definitely think the defense is their biggest problem right now, because at least offensively they have been keeping themselves in games and putting up decent numbers. It's just the defense has been giving up too much. And when you give up that many yards to Brees Hall and an offense that really has nothing going for them in the passing game, yeah, I think Zach Wilson, I don't think he had an interception, had decent yardage, but, wasn't really relevant. It was kind of just all Brees Hall doing everything, keeping them in the game and made them relevant this game. So I definitely think if Brees Hall didn't play as well as he did, they lose. So yeah, it's a tough one for the Broncos, especially betting on them to win. I thought this was going to be a bounce back game. I thought it was going to be a little bit easier matchup with the Jets offense, but that's football. Any given day, especially players like Brees Hall, high upside. Even with the injury, he's still a very athletic running back, and he proved that he could run still.
Yeah, he's not. He's no longer on a snap count. He just went off. So, yeah, if you're gonna bet on the Broncos, you just bet against them at this point. I think that was our mistake. We're betting with them. We're gonna bet against them now since they got the dead rank, dead last, yeah, in defense.
Zach Wilson did have an interception, by the way. My
He
mistake.
did.
Yeah, he did.
I mean, I think it could have been worse. I think he's playing a lot better.
Yeah, could have been worse.
But honestly, yeah, this Broncos team. I mean, I would say it's similar to last year. I mean, you're just switching. I guess you're switching problems with last year.
Yeah.
The offense was the major problem. The defense was keeping them in the games. This year it's the opposite, right?
Now that you mentioned it, that's so funny. That's just like defense was the good thing last year, and now this year it's the offense, and they just switch places.
Right. Yeah. It's everybody hated. Russell Wilson hated Nathaniel Hackett. Play clock is going on the zero. The crowd is chanting. letting them know it's about to expire. And then this year, they just got nobody to cover. These defenses are just running past them, scoring on the left and right. So yeah, it's just funny. It's ironic. You bring Sean Payton in, and then defense goes to crap.
Yeah.
But I ain't got much else on that one.
Yeah.
Can dive into our game, I guess. I think that's the last game outside of the Sunday night game. The Eagles defeat the Rams 23-14. You want me to start on this, or you want to
I'll let you
start on
go.
this one?
Just the courtesy since you won. Your team won. I'll
All
let you
right.
go first.
Yeah. At first, yeah, I was getting worried because I think the first drive, we scored, and then you guys scored. I was like, it's gonna be a long game. We're saying we're struggling in the back end of the defense, and then whole first half, I think that was the case. I think just the second half, I think they were able to make adjustments. The D line was able to get after Matthew Stafford. I think that's kind of what kind of caused the game to kind of get out of hand. I would say, or I wouldn't even say out of hand. I think that might be a stretch, but kind of for us to start pulling away with the game. But yeah, I'd say I know people are like not. I guess when they look at us and the Niners, they'll say the Niners look dominant, the Eagles don't. But at this point, we'll find a way to win, whether it's running the ball or passing it. It doesn't matter how it looks. We'll find a way to win. I think that's all that matters. You don't want to be playing your best ball right now. That would be great if you are, but you obviously want to be saving that for when it matters. Whether that's the games that's gonna determine seeding or even in the playoff run. That's when you want to be playing your best. So right now, they're still looking great despite what people are saying. It's looking a lot better, especially offensively with I think just play calling. But the one thing that will probably bite them in the butt when they do have their first losses, not taking advantage of scoring. Probably selling for field goals, which is what they did today.
Yeah, no, I definitely think you guys. I mean, I personally think right now, like you said, the Niners are, one of the most dominant teams, just complete teams, and yeah, the Eagles they're 5-0, but it's been real close games. This one, I mean, wasn't as close as some of the last ones, but um, definitely some scrappy games, and you guys obviously fought it out and found a way to win. So definitely think it'll be interesting when we see your Eagles Niners matchup. Um, I mean, we just saw the Niners pummel the Cowboys, which we'll talk about here after this. But I still like my team even after this game. I still think we look good. Um, I think we put up a good fight, at least for what it was and the caliber of team up against. I definitely think this could have gone a much different way. I think if we hadn't have given y'all that touchdown to end the half, um, we probably would have had the momentum getting the ball going into the third and being up 14 to what was it at the half?
I think it was 17-14. So
Yeah, 17-14, I think.
14-10
Yeah,
would have been.
14 to 10. If we hadn't given up that touchdown, I think this might have gone a little differently. Yeah, just a tough game. Watching Stafford kind of overthrow some balls to Cup and a little bit of miscommunications. They definitely had some drives where we could have maybe gotten some points, at least a field goal, if not a touchdown. That if Cup had caught those, we would have been on the other side of the field, definitely at least in field goal range. So it definitely could have been a much different game. Like you said, yeah, they got to Stafford a few times and kind of a little quiet the first half, but then the second half they stepped it up and got to him. And on the other side, Jalen Hurts, he only got sacked once, but so many plays he was just sitting in the pocket for way too long, untouched, way too much time. A.J. Brown, the physical receiver, getting open, just on being able to break off of his original route and kind of when you have that much time to just sit in the pocket, somebody's going to get open at some point. So I definitely think that offensive line, your guys' offensive line, best in football right now, had Aaron Donald, game plan for Aaron Donald. When he was getting double teamed, really nobody else in the line stepped up to get to Hurts. And when you have that much time to throw the ball, somebody's going to get open. And a lot of plays we could have had them on third down, and we're just giving up too many passes over the middle to AJ Brown. And tough loss. Definitely hard to watch. I was definitely at one point. I mean, I bet it on the Eagles just to make the safe bet because I felt like they were going to win. But at one point, I definitely thought we could have had this game, and then we kind of just, stepped at our own feet and kind of lost this one ourselves. But yeah, give credit to the Eagles. I know we're going to talk about it at some point. The tush push. We'll have to have that debate. Before this game, I didn't really care. I thought it's whatever. But after watching this game, my opinion of it might have changed. It's definitely upsetting watching them go like 4 for 4 on that. So annoying having to watch that. One of the most aggravating things, especially on like 4th and 1, 4th and 2. Because you guys honestly, you guys are getting like 3 yards out of it like every time. It's crazy. It's like insane. But yeah, I definitely still think we're a pretty decent team. I think we got a good bounce back game against the Cardinals. Good chance to get back to 500, and I think we'll be all right. Hopefully, we'll have to see with the division. Looks like the Niners are going to get away with it, and Seahawks are still looking pretty good, and got an interesting matchup for them next week. But yeah, tough game. It just sucks when one of us has to be unhappy today, and unfortunately, it just had to be me.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah, unfortunately, it is what it is. I definitely wasn't surprised with the result. I came into this game assuming we were going to lose, but I had hopes at one point before that touchdown to end the half. I definitely thought we had a good chance, but after that touchdown, I was like, oh no, now we're going to go ahead and throw it and lose this game. But
No, I mean,
definitely a good game.
going,
Still a good game. I was proud that we were able to give up. We held them to a lot of field goals. So
yeah,
and we just couldn't get much going on offense. Too many missed opportunities. Like I said, wide open. Well, not wide open, but pretty decently open, and just overthrown a few times, or miscommunication on where he wanted the route to be, and definitely could have gone a lot differently. And then we gave up too many pressures at the end. Got sacked, and Hassan Reddick called game and pretty much won it for them on that 4th down sack, and kind of hard to come back at that point.
I mean, I like what I seen from your team. Like, that first half, like what you guys playing, honestly, you can't stop that. Cooper Kupp, Puka Nakua, Kyron Williams, and Tutu Atwell as your 3. I mean, that's a recipe for disaster for other defenses. The way we struggled. I mean, you're definitely going to be able to pull that off against even your division. I think the next thing is the Niners. Honestly, yeah, like I said, the last prediction video, that I was probably down on your guys' team going into the season, but seeing how you guys perform so far, I probably think highly of you guys a lot more now. Like, I'm probably going to be picking you guys to win more. Like, you guys are not even making use, but you guys are getting more from what you guys already have with a lot of that young talent, right?
Yeah, definitely. Think we've gotten great value out of our young guys.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, I like that, honestly. Seeing that you guys are getting more out of them, that's probably one of the best feelings you can get.
Yeah.
And then for the A tush push. Yeah, we'll get into that. We'll get into that debate discussion. Another episode.
It's
We'll wait for
so
Braden to come back.
annoying. Oh my gosh. It's
What?
worse when you watch it happen to your team, and I have to watch it live on TV and just watch it unfold in live real time. It's so much different than watching you guys do it to other teams. It's just like, oh well, that's the Eagles. That's what they do. And then I'm like screaming at the TV, watching my team like, stop it,
Oh,
please find a way to stop it. Like, do something, please. Ugh. And then it's like it's worse when like in live time I'm watching it happen, and it like there's a bit of like that half second or second like delay where like no there's like you guys are at a stalemate, and then Goddard and whoever's behind does that push and gets them for it. That's the worst. Is watching it like they collide, there's no movement, and then watching you guys go, it's like, oh, that's the worst. Nothing worse, no worse feeling. So now I've gotten to experience it, and
different outlook.
yeah, I have a different perspective now that it's happened to me. It's like one of those like before it, I don't care if it happens to someone else, but it's a problem if it happens to me type thing, That's how I feel about it right now.
No, that's really fine. I mean,
But yeah,
that's
we'll have
yeah,
to talk about it. We'll have to get Braden back for that one, and all three of us will talk about it.
yeah. But yeah, outside of that game, the Sunday night football game wrapped up. Score didn't change that much. 42-10. I don't have much on this one except the Niners just continued playing in dominant fashion against a team that we were all expecting. I think probably we might be still expecting to be a contender in the NFC. Definitely a playoff team, but yeah, they just kind of got boat raced.
Yeah. Rough for me in the prediction race. I took the Cowboys, and I immediately regretted it after like the first two drives. So, um, yeah, not much to say about this game. I mean, in terms of like just how much of a beatdown it was, definitely not an interesting game to watch. Um, at this point, it might be safe to say Purdy he's pretty good. I mean, 4 touchdowns, and I don't know. It's tough to gauge the Niners quarterback situation because I'm just curious. I feel like Sam Darnold could do the same thing that Purdy's doing. I don't know. I just don't see anything that Purdy's doing that Darnold couldn't do. I mean, you got to give credit to Purdy. He's been playing great. Doesn't really, has been playing extremely clean. I think he has the highest passer rating right now in the league. Um, there's just the question is it him or is it the Niners and the system that he's in? Because I'm
Yeah,
pretty sure. I mean, I don't know. It could just be me, but I'm pretty sure we at least have all some sort of consensus that almost anybody could play quarterback for the Niners at this point and be able to be efficient.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's the whole point of their offense. I think. I mean,
Yeah.
we've seen it for the last several years. With quarterbacks like Jimmy G,
Jimmy
Nick
G.
Mullins,
Yeah.
C.J. Beathard. They've been efficient.
Yeah.
And with all these weapons, they've been efficient. It's just obviously
So
Brock Purdy has taken them to a
yeah,
higher ceiling. Higher ceiling. I'll say that.
yeah.
But I'll give him his due.
I mean,
He's
yeah, you got to
playing
give him credit. I
phenomenal.
mean, I'm not like I definitely am
Yeah.
not trying to say that he's a bum and just would. I don't know. That's the question. Is because I don't know how well he would do on another team because I just feel like the system just perfectly fits him, makes him look way better than maybe what he actually is. Who knows? For another team, he could be abysmal and just horrible. So I don't know. That's why it's hard to like. That's why I'm like so like hard to gauge. Is this guy actually good or not, or is it just because he's playing quarterback for the Niners? So
Mm, yeah, I mean we can have a discussion later.
That might be a discussion for another day. I don't know. That's just my opinion right now. I definitely think he's good. Obviously, you have to be somewhat decent of a quarterback to you know be proficient and put up 4 touchdowns for 250 yards. But it doesn't. It always helps to have Christian McCaffrey, Debo, Kittle, Ayuk, and then not only that, your defense gets 3 interceptions on Dak Prescott. And I mean, it's Dak Prescott. We know that. Are we kind of surprised that he threw 3 picks this game? Not
No,
really.
not at all.
Not
No.
really. Which is kind of funny because, at least up until this point, he wasn't playing horrible. I definitely felt like he was doing a lot better than he did last year. But Prescott comes out against these good teams. Arguably the 2 biggest contenders outside of the Eagles in the NFC. I think it goes Niners, Eagles, Cowboys. At least right now with the Cowboys got 2 losses on the year. So, yeah, just another. I've been saying it every week. Just can't make mistakes against the Niners. They're
No.
just that good right now, and their defense is the real deal. I think their defense is extremely scary right now. Just unstoppable. On defense alone, they can win games, honestly. They don't even need Purdy. Defense and McCaffrey will win them games. That's all I need.
You're completely right. Like that's probably why they're the number 1 team.
Yeah.
I think consensus for everybody, just the way they win. Can't really stop them, and they can stop you. So
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, I definitely think this is a big statement game for the Niners. We thought this was going to be the big game of the week, neck and neck,
yeah,
potentially, battle of the defenses. And then it was just an absolute beatdown. So,
yeah,
yeah,
sad, but yeah.
yeah. Now I know not to bet against the Niners.
Nope, yeah, we're not doing that again.
Yeah. I mean, at some point they have to lose. I don't think they go undefeated.
No,
Which is
there's no team that can.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like if there's any team that could do it, it'd be them. But at some point, they have to lose. I don't know. There's no way.
They will. It's impossible.
I just don't know which team though. It's gonna be one of the most random teams that definitely should get beaten out, and then all of a sudden there's just this one game. The Niners are just gonna somehow suck against them. I don't know.
I might have one. I don't know when they play them. We'll look into that later. But the team that breaks the streaks. They beat the Steelers. They beat the Steelers undefeated. They broke the Steelers undefeated streak during the COVID year.
Oh, which one?
They
Who is this again?
I'll get to it. So they broke the Steelers undefeated streak. They broke our undefeated streak last year. They broke the Ravens preseason undefeated streak. And it looks like they might have a chance of breaking the Niners undefeated streak, the Washington Commanders.
Oh, the Commanders.
Yes.
Yeah, that's right. They did beat the.
They are streak breakers. I don't know when they play them, but I miss doing that.
They play them twice. So they play them week 12, and then they play them the last week too, week 18.
Is that the Eagles?
Oh, I'm sorry. Am I looking at the Eagles?
Oh no,
I'm sorry.
I'm
I'm looking at the Cowboys. That's my mistake. Wrong team. I forgot this kicker was on the Cowboys. Hang on, let me look.
They play them this year because I know we play.
Yeah.
NFC West and NFC East play each other. So
Week 17, second to last game.
oh, that's not happening. Never mind. Never mind. Thought it was possible. Never mind.
I don't know.
So no, it's not them.
Let's just look on the outlook. They got Cleveland, Minnesota, Cincinnati, and they got a bye. And they got the Jags, Bucks, Seahawks. Then they got you guys, Seahawks again, Arizona, Baltimore, Commanders. Rams.
It's also the Seahawks. Also, the Seahawks going to beat them. It's going to be in that area because
Yeah.
it's like you got a division. Is it Seahawks, Eagles, Seahawks? Is that what it is?
Yeah, Seahawks, Eagles, Seahawks.
There's no way.
The first Seahawks game, they're in Seattle.
Yeah, there's no ways. You're going up against division, and you're going up against another contender, and you're going back to division game. I feel like you're going to drop one of them.
Do you think they go undefeated until then?
They could. I mean, unless something drastic happens, or they just really lay an egg where everybody just plays terrible. But
I think it
you
would have
read
to
me
take.
off that.
I think it'd have to take a McCaffrey injury.
Yeah, honestly, that or Brock, even with Brock Purdy. No, yeah, I think you're right.
Well, then,
Something drastic would have to happen. Honestly, only thing I can see.
If Purdy gets hurt and gets out, then that's a real test of whether Purdy's like actually that good, or if it's the Niners.
Yeah.
Because if Sam Darnold can do the same thing Purdy's doing, then we know it's the Niners. But yeah.
Oh.
Anyway.
No, that's a good outlook.
We'll have to, yeah. Because right now they're just steamrolling. Right now, that's the thing is they look so dang good.
Yeah.
They're so. And
We'll monitor this.
So annoying to watch. Being a Rams fan, watching. Just.
That's okay. I understand it. Yeah. I find them annoying. I like Brock Purdy, but I find the Niners as annoying.
I know our next we'll probably segue into like our little trivia games or whatever we want to do. Before that, I saw something that somebody was like, "What's a conspiracy theory you think might be true right now?" Or maybe not necessarily think might be true, but just a wild conspiracy theory you have. And somebody said the NFL is rigging Chiefs games to try to get the Chiefs to be like the new America's football team. Because at one point, like during the 80s, it was the Cowboys, and they've kind of kept that mantra of America's football team, but they want it to be the Chiefs. So they're rigging games so that the Chiefs keep winning until they become America's football team. And then they said next it'll be the Raiders, so that way the Raiders, being in Vegas, they can get gambling and like sports betting and gambling on games like into a bigger spotlight. And I was like, dang, that's a hot take conspiracy right there.
I can buy into this one, honestly.
When I read it, I was like, that low key would make sense.
I for sure buy the Chiefs one. That one for sure. The Raiders one.
Yeah, I definitely think that's a little hot. But Chiefs right now, at least with Mahomes and the Chiefs,
you got the flags. You got them helping out the teams that wins. That's your Super Bowl and then the Jets. That's good.
What if Taylor Swift is a plant?
I was gonna say,
gosh. What if Taylor Swift was? What if this whole relationship is just fake and just Goodell somehow worked out a deal contract with Taylor Swift to just show up to games and now, oh my gosh, the rabbit hole continues. It goes deep, dude. The timing of this, oh my gosh.
Goodell's not the mastermind, though. Goodell's not the mastermind. He's the puppet. He's the puppet. Sorry, but I believe that, though. Is that this whole relationship stage? I wouldn't be surprised.
That's crazy. Wow, I'm thinking about it after I saw that and just mentioning it now. Oh my gosh. But that was definitely a hot take. Like, they're trying to make the Chiefs America's football team, like America's team. That's funny. So they're 100% games for the Chiefs.
I'm 100% behind that.
That's a hot take.
I like it. It's good. I like it.
Anyway, sorry, I had to throw that one out there.
No, I like it.
Before I forgot.
Good. Oh, you're good. Yeah, I mean, this is gonna be neat. I don't know how hard this one's gonna be, but I'll do a high one round. Might be. I don't got much on this one.
All right.
I think you're aware of. So I mean, I'm gonna just say how much points he got.
Okay.
So he got 16.6 points.
Dang, 16.
Oh, wait, am I reading that? I'm sorry. 15.7. Wrong one.
Dang, still, even then.
Yeah, that's why I was like, this is going to be a hard one to do. 15.7. So I'm gonna
When
read
I
off.
looked, he was at 9, so I was definitely much higher than where I was expecting.
I mean, I guess we'll figure out if it's beneficial
You
for me
definitely,
to
if
read
you
off
hadn't told
his.
me, I definitely wouldn't have guessed that at 15.
I feel like I gotta read off his stat line, or it's like
Yeah,
you're
no
going
worries.
completely blind. So only one of these players scored more than Kyle Pitts.
Okay,
Right?
same as
Only
last
one
time.
of them.
You
Same as last time.
okay.
Yeah. So you just gotta figure out which one scored more. Okay. So we got Mark Andrews,
Mark Andrews,
Adam Trotman,
Adam Troutman,
and Logan Thomas.
Logan Thomas. All right. Um, I think I know this one. I'm gonna go with Logan Thomas. I'm pretty sure I recall that Bears game. Um, I don't know if he had both the touchdowns or just one. I know he had a touchdown and he had a pretty good stat line, and I'm pretty sure he was at like 16 or 17 fantasy points. So I'm locking in Logan Thomas on the over.
Yeah, you got that one.
Okay.
I had to throw out some names.
That's just because I recall Logan Thomas being because I have Terry McLaurin, so I was kind of following the scoring line of who was hitting the touchdowns, and I think I recall seeing at least one Logan Thomas touchdown. Um, I can't remember who the other one was, but
Yeah.
I recall the Logan Thomas. I don't even know the second guy. Is that even a real person? Or would you hit me with another?
It is. No, I
Okay.
feel like it was too hard to throw a fake name at you.
Okay, and
I was like, there's no way they can.
I do think because I remember catching a little bit of the Ravens game. Mark Andrews, I think he had like 12 or something, I think, or 11. So
Yeah, that's why I try to throw a big name in there, a random name, and then a moderately
yeah,
known
this
name.
this week's a
So
little easier because he did score so much. It kind of
yeah, it
shortens
sounds
your
like
pool of who you can put on the list that's like right there in his points, but higher or lower, or whatever.
yeah.
When he scores like 2 in a week, that definitely expands your range of who you could use. Was that the only one you had, or just
Yeah,
for the week?
it was a
Okay,
harder
yeah,
one to
no
do.
worries. Yeah, definitely. I mean,
There's not much you can.
just of course conveniently when we start doing this little side game, the week
Yeah,
after we do it, now he wants to have himself a viable fantasy week, at least for a tight end.
we can't continue this game if this keeps going on. We'll see how this goes.
Well, I got one for you. I know we did some Madden ratings last week.
All right, I'm
So
right
this
here.
one,
My bad.
no worries, no worries. This one, we'll switch it up. Just a little bit of trivia. Definitely will make it a little easier for you. So we're gonna do. I was gonna do like the last 2 decades, but that'll go back to like 2003, and we're not that old. So just to make it a little easier, not having to worry about seasons from when you were like 3 years old. We're gonna start at like 2010, kind of that good range of when you started getting for real into football. So we're gonna do normally to make it a little easier. Um, I would have some type of like graphic up where you can see every year and pick out which year you want to do. Like you didn't have to do them in order, but for this one we'll just do it in order. And I'll give you the team, and then we'll go from there. I mean, if you're starting to struggle or you can't figure it out, I'll kind of throw some hints at you. But
So starting from last year, right?
so we'll start from 2000. Do you want to start from the most recent and go
Oh,
all the way down, or do you want to start from?
We'll go backwards.
So you want to go 22 to 2010?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me try that route.
All
So
right.
last year, I'm gonna say it was.
Do you want to know the team, or do you think you got it?
I think I can get it without getting the team. So
Because I can at least I was at least going to give you the team no matter what.
touchdowns, right? Rushing touchdowns.
Yeah, just rushing touchdowns. Whoever was the
Yeah.
touchdown leader in the season.
Running backs, right?
And yeah,
Okay.
I'm pretty sure this entire list is a running back.
I'll double check because I know
Yeah,
Jalen Hurts
yeah,
gets a lot of rush.
yeah. No, then
Okay.
yeah, they're all running backs.
Is it McCaffrey?
It is not.
Oh, Eckler. Still no.
It is a Detroit
There-
Lion.
Oh, I forgot about that.
You know
Jamal.
this one, yeah.
Jamal Williams. Yeah,
Jamal
Jamal Williams.
Williams. Yeah,
Forgot
there you go. Yeah, he was definitely a sleeper. You
forgot
would
about
think
that.
it, thinking about it, you would think it'd be one of those two names that you mentioned, but
I forgot about that.
yeah, no, he was just one of those goal line stuffers. Just if they were on the goal line, he was in. He was running it.
So I mean, so the year before then was Eckler.
It was not.
Still?
So
Did I
22
get
is
that?
Williams, 21.
Oh, so that means I want to see. I'm going with the big names. McCaffrey. No. Oh, McCaffrey.
As soon as I tell you the team, you're gonna know.
Yeah, that's why I'm like I'm trying to guess without knowing.
Yeah.
Derrick Henry. Oh, seriously, Nick Chubb. Hmm.
Big name, just signed a new contract.
I keep forgetting. I'm bad at this. I'm bad at the running backs already. Jonathan Taylor. Oh my
Jonathan
goodness.
Taylor, there you go, 18 touchdowns. And then
Oh,
the
I'm
year
bad
before,
at this.
Jamal was 17.
Oh, I'm bad at this,
All right,
man.
so 2020.
Derrick Henry.
There you go,
Okay,
17 touchdowns. 2019.
Derrick Henry again.
There you go, 16 touchdowns.
Okay, Aaron Jones.
Actually, there was a tie 2019.
And then here's a tie. Aaron Jones.
Yeah, Aaron Jones with 16 as well. So 2018.
Aaron Jones. Just going off again. No. 2018. Let's
This
see
running
which
back
year. This is the year
had
after the Super
immediate
Bowl.
success as a rookie and into his next year, and then had a rough injury, kind of couldn't really come back from it big, got traded to another team, didn't really do well with them, was one of the best young running backs to come into the league.
David Johnson.
2018.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, you're right. That's before. That's before. I'm getting ahead of myself there. Get traded.
I will say he went back to back.
Get
18,
traded.
17, and 18, he was the leader.
Running back got traded.
He got traded away to a kind of a bottom tier team, or at least a struggling team, a team that was successful, and then had one good year successful, and then kind of struggled after that.
Oh
And
man.
he wasn't really relevant ever again after that. But as a rookie, he had immediate success, and
Zeke? No, not Zeke. Zeke didn't get traded. Didn't get traded. Sorry, I said
he
that.
did have
Zeke.
a big like season-ending injury at one point.
It's not Todd Gurley. Is it really? It's Todd Gurley.
It's Todd Gurley.
Yeah. Get traded away. I got
He
released.
traded to the Falcons. Or yeah, sorry, I'm
My
not
bad.
thinking
No,
traded.
no.
Yeah, released.
Okay. Yeah. Now he's back to back. Todd Gurley.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
I
back
knew
to
he
back.
was. I knew he was in there. I just like.
Sorry, I threw you
Just
off with the
started.
traded there.
No, you're good. So Todd Gurley back to
Yeah, so back
back.
to back 17, 18, Todd Gurley. So 2016.
Elliott. No, maybe again. David Johnson.
Nope. This guy, he drafted by Tampa, had a pretty good stunt with 3 years with Tampa, few years with this team that he had the leader with, and then he did make it to your team at one point. Spent 1 year with your team, and then his last year he went with Detroit. He did have 1 year with Pittsburgh. 4 years with drafted by Tampa, 3 years with them. Then he had 4 years with the team he was the leader on, and then a year with Philly, and then a year with Detroit.
I got a blunt.
There you go. Look at our bunt.
I
Blowout.
forgot about that. Damn.
18 touchdowns that year. All right, 2015.
Damn, I didn't know that. The Patriots?
Yeah, he had 4 years with
Dude,
the Patriots.
okay. No, I mean, I didn't even realize he had that much touchdowns in one season with the Patriots. Damn.
Yeah, he
Okay.
had 18. So these next 1, 2, 3, 4 are a bit lower on the touchdowns than the
So,
first.
2015?
Yeah, 2015.
David Johnson's one of them, right? Can you tell me that? David Johnson's one of them?
I'm going to tell you David Johnson is not one of these names.
Okay. That means he just had a bunch of passing touchdowns, too, in that mix.
Because these are
Okay,
just
so there's four of
strictly
them.
rushing touchdowns.
Sure. Okay, 2015.
Not total
DeMarco
touchdowns,
Murray.
rushing.
DeMarco Murray? No, that's too early. That's too late. That's too late. All right. Marco Murray's around 2012, 2013. 2014. No, he's 2014.
2015, we're talking. 2015.
Yeah, we're at 2015, right?
So this was actually, now that I'm looking at it, this was actually a 4-way tie for 2015 in rushing touchdowns.
What?
Yeah. This is a 4-way tie in 2015.
Jamal Charles in there?
No.
I was gonna say I didn't think so, but I just threw that out there anyways.
Here, I'll tell you just all 4. So, first one is Atlanta, the next one is Cincinnati, one of them's Pittsburgh, and one of them's Seattle. Or, I'm sorry, not Seattle. Atlanta, Cincinnati, Minnesota, and Pittsburgh.
Yeah, now I can name these. So Atlanta was Monte Freeman.
There you go. There's Devontae.
Yeah, Pittsburgh is
Cincinnati.
Le'Veon Bell. Le'Veon Bell.
Not Le'Veon Bell.
No, Pittsburgh. Oh, James Conner. No,
It's before them.
before them. I thought he was 20. Was 2015. I think he dropped 20. Really? Before him?
This guy was
Miking on the names already.
drafted by Carolina, spent 9 years with Carolina, and then 2 years with Pittsburgh.
Oh, I'm bad. I'm bad at this.
Kind of an odd one.
I'm bad at this one. Oh, bad.
Definitely an odd one right here.
Why did I just come and go, huh? This is why I'm not
Yeah.
good at this. I may revisit down. So Cincinnati.
Cincinnati.
Terrible at this. Wow.
This guy's a young one, too. Tough one.
Joe Bernard. No, that's not. That's too.
Drafted by Cincy, 4 years with Cincy and 1 year with New England, but he played 1 game for New England. Definitely another random one. Not a big name.
I'm not gonna get these ones.
He is a Super Bowl champion. That might be with New England.
You want with New England? James White? No, right?
No. Well, he didn't. He's a Super Bowl champion. I don't think it was with Cincinnati because I don't recall Cincinnati. Yeah.
I don't know. James White was never. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he might have just gotten the ring just for being on the team, but he only played 1 game, so I think he must have had like an injury that put him out for the year.
No, I'm not gonna get these ones. You
can definitely get this other one.
What's that?
Atlanta, Cincinnati, Minnesota, and Pittsburgh. So the only one you haven't tried is Minnesota.
It's not Dalvin Cook, right? No. Wait, 2015? Yeah, Dalvin.
2015.
No.
Too early.
Oh no, yes, you're right. It's 1 year too early. Adrian Peterson.
There you go.
Yeah, that one.
All right, Cincinnati, Jeremy Hill.
Oh, I forgot. How did I forget that? I'm sorry, LSU.
And then Pittsburgh, D'Angelo Williams.
I forgot.
Definitely not the biggest names, at least in terms of they're not reoccurring names on this list or names
I think better receivers
immediately think of. But
better receivers and running backs. I'll tell you that.
The next few ones are pretty easy. So we had a tie for 2014.
Jamal Charles in there. He's not even on this? Wow.
I mean, he's on this list somewhere, just not for 2014.
2014.
One of them
Is
was
this during? Yeah.
28 years old, and one of them was 26.
Lynch in this? There's Lynch. It's too late for Lynch.
You got Lynch. Lynch is
Lynch.
Seattle. There is one. Yeah, the other one he tied with. This guy did 4 years with Dallas, 2 years with Tennessee, and a year in Philly.
DeMarco Murray.
There you go, DeMarco Murray.
That's right. That's where it comes in. Okay. Yeah, I know he was on there somewhere. I forgot I mentioned him earlier.
All right, next we got 2013, another tie.
John McCoy. No, Jamal Charles.
Yeah, there's one. Yeah, 26.
I think I remember that one. I was
26 years
on
old.
the table.
So
on the table for LeSean McCoy.
12 touchdowns, tied with the other guy. Different
rushing, right?
Yeah.
Is it the Saints?
Not in the same conference.
No, is it? Oh no, not. No, yeah. Is it the Saints? No.
Once I tell
Is it
you
Lynch?
again,
Is it Lynch again?
it is Lynch again.
Okay, I was gonna say.
12. All right, here we go. The last three are no ties. 2012, 15 touchdowns, 26 years old. Definitely a very big name, at least when he was active. Never really had much to show for, like in terms of the like career of like the team that he played for, but definitely one of the best running backs in the league during his prime.
Okay, so it's not AP then. No,
it is not. He played, drafted by this team, 7 years with this team, and 1 year in Miami. Four-time Pro Bowler, one-time All-Pro. Most improved player in 2010.
Man, I'm bad at this. Shit, I'm bad at this.
His best year was 2010. He had 1,600 yards.
With Miami?
No, not with Miami.
Oh, okay.
I'll say not with Miami. His last year was with Miami. Last year in the league. Last year in the league was 2016. The year he had the rushing title, he had 1,300 yards.
He won a Super Bowl?
No Super Bowl.
Yeah.
4-time Pro Bowler. Big name on the pretty much the best player on the team, like the only good player on the team, really. 1,400 yards. Played 16 games. Number 23. His jersey number was 23.
I know what you're talking about. I know who it is. Undrafted Aaron Foster. For some reason, I thought he was in the mix of. I thought he was a little. I got confused. I thought he was a little bit. I mean, he was already there. But.
Yeah, he did have a better year. 2011, 17 touchdowns.
I should have known this because I had him that 1 year. I played fantasy that a while back, and I had him. So yeah, I'm not good at running back. I guess the running back. That was a good one though. I think Brady would have been. I would have done better.
So we got two more. 2011, 17 touchdowns, 23 years old.
11, 17. Aaron Foster. Wait, how old?
He's 20. He was 23.
It's Aaron Foster again.
6-time Pro Bowler, 2-time All-Pro, and a 2-time Super Bowl champ. Once I tell you the teams he played for, it's going to be too easy.
I know. That's why I'm like, I'm not going to get these already. I already know. Is it Pittsburgh?
It is not Pittsburgh.
Is World Super Bowls with the same team?
I I believe so. I'm not sure. Actually, no. Actually, the Super Bowls the rings he
Yeah.
got were kind of fake rings. Like
I'm telling you, I'm not.
he didn't really contribute.
I'm not going to get these. I'm telling you now, I'm just so bad at running back.
You're gonna bite.
You can.
You're gonna hate yourself for not knowing this one. Once I tell you, all right, I'll tell you the team that he
Yeah, yeah.
after the team he did it with. He played for Buffalo, Kansas City, and Tampa Bay. And he won the rings with Kansas City and Tampa Bay.
It's my it's LaShawn McCoy.
It is LaShady.
Oh man,
LaShawn
yeah.
McCoy. Yeah, I knew you're gonna hate yourself
So
not
bad.
knowing that one.
I'm so bad at this.
That's all right. These are tough ones. At least getting, especially in the older years. Last but not least, 2010, 16 touchdowns, 24 years old.
Is it already a repeat winner from what we just said?
It is a repeat winner.
Is it Foster?
It is Aaron Foster.
Yeah, there's some players I know was in this 10-year range. Some
Yeah.
players I totally
I
forgot.
mean,
I'm just like, oh
you
shoot.
had like the names, just like the years were just a little off. Like you thought it was like Jamal Charles 2014, but it was 2013. So you're like right there. Yeah, I definitely was surprised you weren't going to get the Sean McCoy one for Philly. I definitely thought that was going to be the easiest one for you right there.
No, I totally forgot. I was just like,
But
shoot.
the year before, so 2009, is Adrian Peterson, another D'Angelo Williams when he was younger for Carolina. 2008, LaDainian Tomlinson, back to back, 06, 07. In 06, he did 28 rushing touchdowns. My goodness.
Like won your fantasy league that year.
Pretty sure that's the NFL record.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. The closest was Sean Alexander the year before that in 05 with 27. And then if we had done like the last 2 decades, it would have been 04, LaDainian again, 03, 02, Priest Holmes for Kansas City, 01, Sean Alexander, and then 2000, Marshall Faulk.
Yeah, some of those names I'm like, okay, kind of
Yeah.
tracked. Other ones was probably okay. I don't know those.
Well,
I probably wouldn't
what I
know.
would have liked to have done was like get like a graphic for you of like all the years of like, and then the team logos, and then you just pick and choose and guess for you. Because I seen some other page like that do it. So I wanted to.
Yeah, I would work on it.
Yeah. Well, next one we'll have to get
That was a good one
graphic,
though.
get a graphic like that, because that definitely would make it a little easier. Definitely a lot faster. But yeah, you pretty decent. I think he a little confused the first few ones with McCaffrey. I mean, nothing wrong with betting on McCaffrey being the highest, but yeah, Jamal Williams is definitely one of those like surprise.
One-off ones.
Yeah, an off one. But
I should have got that. It was last year.
Yeah, the only ties were 2019, 15. There was a 4-way tie. That's pretty crazy. But that was a low year with 11 being the highest. But right now, McCaffrey and Mostert are tied for 6 touchdowns. It might be. I'm not sure if that's current with this week, but at least up until week 4. But I think they both had touchdowns this week anyway, so they're probably both at 7.
Damn. Okay.
But yeah, it's might be the year of the running back again with how crazy the running backs have been looking this year.
Yeah.
It's kind of a running back dominant league right now so far.
Let me get prepared for this. We'll do this again later. Okay.
Yeah, no. Well, next one we'll have to get a little more. I'll get a little more
Nah, it's really
intricate for you to make it a little easier than just going down a list like that.
yeah. We'll work on it. No
Yeah,
worries.
yeah. But yeah, that's all I got. We'll have to get another one going for next week. We'll switch it up. I'll try to get something new every week for you.
Okay. Yeah. I think, yeah. That should wrap it up for today's episode, our reaction episode. So thank you for watching. If you like our content, please like, comment, share, subscribe. And if anything, we'll see you next time. And be ready for our predictions video coming in Tuesday, Wednesday, or that's when we'll record if anything. But yeah, look out for that video. Until then, shoots everybody.
Shoots.